Yeah, big welcome to you, my dear Aries. So you are getting a second time Sagittarius Sun giving Aries Moon the light. And so it means that you should look again into what Sagittarius wants to bring to you, the blending, right? And last time Sagittarius Sun gave you the message, simply trust and love your partner as much as you can. We did go there already to the left, to the new moon, and so you can read this to the relationship that you see here, the mermaid's love. The mermaid's love is, of course, a very deep love because she is water and she is the ocean, and you had also the hanged man here. So I think we're going to look what Sagittarius wants to tell you one more time, because it's all about the blending. It's all about bringing here the wise person out of you, because this is Jupiter ruled, right? And so Jupiter is the biggest planet and is actually bringing us always the expansion, right? The going out. The yoga position here, I did Paschimottanasana because if I would take something that brings you out, you're already going out as much as you can. Go in and see deep within your size. That's why I gave Sagittarius here this position, right? Paschimottanasana, the bowing down humbly, and then you recognize that you are the guardian angel. For you, of course, now the moon in your sign is the emperor, and the emperor is ruled by Mars, right? And so Mars is the fighter, is the warrior, and so sometimes we have to be careful that we are not pushing things a little bit too far. But you, who is the mind, who is the first zodiac sign, right? You understand that you are Aries, the fighter, right? And that's why you have the horns. You are this incredible personality that fights for the things that believes in. And you are, of course, the first house of self, of identity. And so the yoga position that I gave you is meditation, because that's your body part. Your body part is actually the brain, and you have the ideas, and now you can, with a lot of action, bring them out into the world. And through meditation you gain a vision that is really important for you, because that's when you then also keep your cool, right? Otherwise you sometimes go quite explosively out there and want to actually push things, right? Because that's Mars, that's that, let's do it, let's go for it, right? You're the queen of wands here in the ethereal vision tarot, which I gave you this deck. And so you see her sitting here and being the first house of self and identity. And you can see here in this card, she is sitting and she is meditating, and she is almost, you know, that kind of personality that knows deep within, in her heart, the seed will grow. Is your birthday between March 12th and April 9th, then is she your court card? If not, please look in the description below. I have listed all the cards there, all their positions, and of course the court cards with their dates. Now, since Jupiter is giving you one more time the light to look deep within into your subconscious, right? We are exploring this month the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter. The Wheel of Fortune is purely Jupiter, while here in Temperance there is Sagittarius involved, right? And so I'm using here Jupiter through Temperance, right, as the Wheel of Fortune. And we're gonna take a card from the Mystical Mermaid Oracle. And I picked this deck for the Wheel of Fortune because the people in it are painted quite huge, right? And so it kind of gives you a feeling of how big Jupiter wants you to become, right? So we see what's coming to you, the Sea Witch. The 52 plus the 10, right? Because it came on the position of the Wheel of Fortune, we get then the 62. Now the 52 is calculated together as 7, and the 62 then of course is an 8. And so you are called to dive deep because you already did get the Hanged Man, you did get the Moon, and you did get the Mermaid's Love, right? And so it seems like the story continues, right? It seems like you are wanting to trust and love your partner as much as you can. And so we get here the Sea Witch, which is in a way, of course, also connecting you to Cancer, because the number 52 creates the 7, right? Now you have the 5 senses in here and the 2, the High Priestess, but the 5 senses is also the Hierophant, is a Taurus, right? And calculated together, the 7, the Chariot, the Success. Plus the 1 then that's adding to it is the 8. Then you get the strength to really give love, give that feminine aspect that is in the Queen of Wands, right? The wand is fire, but all the queens are water. So there is water and fire mixed deep within you, and that's what here Sagittarius brings you through the blending of the 2 cups, right? Unite that so that you can become huge, so that you can become wise, and you as the Emperor need that, right? And so here we have an 8. You gain the strength now through Jupiter to become this wise person. And we're going to start the reading. We're going, of course, again, still to the left to your new moon. And so on the position of Uranus, or the Fool, right? Uranus is that new start. And in that new start, you recognize the 4 of Pentacles. Now, the 4 of Pentacles is connected with Sun in Capricorn. And it's fascinating because you are the last reading that I'm doing. From tomorrow on, the Sun is going to be in Capricorn. And so it's almost talking to you like, yes, the next reading when the Sun is in Capricorn, you gotta look at your finances, at your financial you gotta look at your financial situation. And of course the 4 is a stability, but I think you should take a new step. And you see that, right? He's taking that step deeper into the soul so that you can then in the human path or in that outer path be more creative with the way you using the money. Now, Uranus is one of the outer planets and forms the generation. And so when we look at Uranus, it stays 7 years in a sign, right? And so right now we have Venus opposing Uranus, and Venus is beauty and the money. And so here comes maybe a message, right? That you should take the next step to be independent, to not be dependent on someone else, right? Even though here comes the Fool. There is not a person involved here. This is a state of consciousness that you are feeling. It's that crazy idea that just all of a sudden pops up in your mind. Then on the position of the Magician, which is connected with Mercury. And Mercury is one of the personal planets, right? It's more closer than, let's say, Uranus or Neptune or Pluto. Those are the outer planets. And so you get Pachamama, you get a 4-4 portal here talking to you that become creative, the way you invest money, the way you use the money with the planet Earth, right? Use the Earth as your boss. And then the one with the 4 is a 41, which is then of course a 5. The 5 senses will lead you forward because it is looking to the soul, right? Always work with the soul. And so the message is gonna come to you because this is Mercury ruled, right? And Mercury is, of course, teaching you to understand that certain things sometimes go off because Mercury is right now retrograde, right? And so be careful. Don't do any signing of any contracts, but start feeling the vibe with the earth, right? Now, I wanted to see what is, of course, Pachamama bringing, and she is bringing you the Ace of Cups to the right. And the Ace of Cups to the right is letting you know that, as you can see, he's like jumping into this beautiful water, right? And it's literally bringing you the joy, right? To really be in your center, right? And so here the cup, the Ace of Cups is saying, a woman dives into a cup of self-love, spilling water over onto a pair of mated swans. Now it came up to the right, and to the right it says she feels some extra push or expansion in her heart. And I think this is what Pachamama is bringing. She is literally saying, yes, take that plunge, push forward, right? Because then you get here with the 5 a 6, right? We have the 40, the 1 and another 1. I could also create here a 1-1 portal and the 4, right? But altogether here is a 6, and the 6 is always that self-love, a true self-love that this woman is jumping into, right? And so I think you are getting an extra push through Sagittarius, right? Through the blending, through the Jupiter, through the Sea Witch, right? That is literally letting you know, hey, go for that jump. Go dive deep, because look at you. You are playing down here in the ocean. It's not that scary to be in love. It's not that difficult. You are here now arriving at a 6, and that 6 is inspiring you and is bringing to you that moment of like, yes, I did it. I really did it. I jumped deep down and I learned from the earth that she is always there. On the position of the High Priestess comes the 6 of Wands. And the High Priestess is your intuition right here. The Magician is the inspiration, is that crazy thought that forms itself even more right here, a 4-4 portal. And now with the 6 that we calculated here together, we get a 6-6 portal. And the 6 of Wands is connected with the constellation Jupiter in Leo. And Jupiter here is literally telling you, go for it, right? Go for the fact that you are now taking steps to love yourself, right? To really love yourself. Go and dive deeper into a relationship and recognize that that relationship is good for you. And when I see her, right, I'm like, I want to be in that kind of water that she is, right? She's that cute little sea witch. right? And so a witch is someone that is actually creating her environment. And you can see then, of course, that with the Wheel of Fortune, we have then here an 8, and here is an 8 as well. The 2 and the 6 creates the 8, right? So take that step. Don't be afraid. Be courageous to go deeper into what you want to play with, right? The emotions, because Leo is all about having fun, and Jupiter is all about how much fun can you have. And so here comes really the understanding that the Sea Witch is literally letting you know, yes, this is your destiny, right? Because that's what the Wheel of Fortune is bringing to us. On the position of the Empress, then comes here the Pope. And the Pope is the number 5. It's the 5 senses plus the 3 is again an 8. So we have 1, 2, 3 times the 8. And of course, the Empress is connected with Venus. And also Taurus is connected with Venus. And Venus is really about love and beauty. And so you are giving birth to a new understanding of how strong you can make yourself, because Venus is part of the personal planets. And so Venus, which is opposite of Uranus, right, is actually saying expect the unexpected and recognize maybe that which was an inconvenience might bring you a greater freedom. And so here the spiritual teachings, and of course, this beautiful Queen of all queens is bringing you an 8, bringing you the strength to simply then just be that. Then on the position of Temperance, here comes the example of stones is connected with Taurus. And so Taurus, who has come here as a major arcana and now as a court card, right, is teaching you to really value things, to really recognize how important it is that we nurture others, because then we nurture ourselves. And so this is the second house of giving what you have as a valued energy to others, right? And so the 14, which becomes a 5, by the way, as well, right? So here the 5 of the Pope and the 5 of Temperance, right? So here the 5 and the 2 creates a 7. Then here the 5 and the 2 creates the 7 with the Sea Witch. So you are learning to see now, I'm going to show you Temperance in this deck, that to become huge is to take care of others. And Taurus is teaching you that, right? Taurus is bringing you that kind of energy and is always letting you know when you take care of others, you actually take care of yourself. And that's the message here Temperance is bringing to you, right? By blending the dualities, the two, right? Blending, and in that show yourself, right? Because the Sun is how you then define your personality. And so you are learning to become more giving, right, to the people. Then here on the position of the Queen of Wands, we get the 2 of Pentacles, and that's connected with Jupiter in Capricorn. So Capricorn is talking here to you, right? And we're getting in now the Sun in Capricorn that we had here with the 4 of Pentacles, and 2 is 6 Pentacles. So 6 Pentacles is more than 4, right? And so you have a 6 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles, and that is telling you that you are learning to really play with the money so that you can make more of it, right? The 6 of Pentacles is always connected with Taurus, and Taurus is again is that giving and receiving and learning to just give. Now you, the first zodiac sign, the number 1, and here the 2 creates a 3, and the 3 brought you the Empress, right? Brought you the Pope, brought you Taurus. So learn to give, learn to receive, and to give the message, the 3-pointed message, right? We see the 3 steps, and we see his mudra where he points 2 fingers up and 2 fingers down, and the thumb is right in between. And so here you learn Taurus, Taurus, and then the 6 of Pentacles, right, all together creates then again a Taurus energy, giving and receiving equally. You will be blessed in life. On the position of the Emperor, right, which is in the Moon, comes here the Queen of Cups. So there is a Cancer in your life, apparently, and a Cancer in your life is something magnificent for you because she is water and water. Meanwhile, you are water and fire, right? So she's going to bring more healing to you. She's going to help you to really make the subconscious more accessible, right? Because this is in the Moon, and so she is literally helping you to heal certain energies that make you, of course, the Emperor, make you also the ruler, make you also sometimes the impulsive and also sometimes angry person. She can cool you down, right? She can handle that, and so she is here to help you. On the position of the Moon as the dream oracle comes here now the 2, the Beloved, the radical acceptance, right, of maybe this relationship with the Cancer, and also the relationship with a Taurus, right? Because we have here also Taurus, right, in your life. So maybe there is a Taurus, or maybe there is a Cancer in your life that is teaching you to really accept the differences of people. And it's almost like what I learning here in these readings, right? The more I learn about each zodiac sign, what they are made of and what influence they're under, and sometimes they just can't help it. They're just like that, right? You cannot change that because a healer is a healer, right? And water is big emotions, right? And so I understand more and more the people, and I let them be, right? And I see that this is teaching you also to become now in that radical acceptance, right? Because the 18 plus the 2 is then a 20, and the 20 is the calling. The calling is that you understand under Pluto, because the calling or the last judgment is connected with Pluto, is then the shadow side, is the mystical side. Learn about that, right? And that was the message before the last reading. So when we see the calling, that we learn to become more accepting of the people, you also understand then that there is more justice, because I wanted to see what radical acceptance do you need, and it's about justice. Here comes justice, the number 11, right? We have the 20, and now we have an 11 here. And of course, if I would calculate it all together, would be a 4, and that's then again you, right? The Emperor is the 4. But you are learning that you, when you accept others, right? When the calling is to radically accept others just the way they are and don't want to change them anymore, then there is real harmony, there's real justice then here in this world. And so that is really talking to you very clearly. Then on the position of the Sun, which is now, of course, in Sagittarius, right? Temperance comes here, the sea life, the marine life, the richness, the number 32. And of course, I immediately get here the Sea Witch, right? She's going to be very happy in here. You are now called to go deeper into your emotions, because that's also why the Queen of Cups is here. The Queen of Cups is helping you to really go more into your emotions, to radically accept others, right? And so the 19 becomes the 10, and the 32 becomes the 5. The 10 and the 5 is Capricorn. And so the social status that you want to climb, because you are the emperor, right? It's natural that you want to be the best, and do you want to be recognized, is coming now. Capricorn, the attachment, the devil, be careful, don't get attached, right? And so that's why you get the Sea Witch, the 7, again, the Cancer energy that is teaching you to be soft, to be emotional, diverse, right? And so you see the 15 becomes a 6 here. And the 6 is clear, right? Again, the self-love that you got with Pachamama and the Ace of Cups and the Magician, right? Becoming the 6, right? Acting out the 6 of Wands. And then even here, these two, right? Becoming and realizing that the 6 of Pentacles is also the giving and the taking. And so I wanted to see what else is coming here to you, and you got the 6 of Wands again, but this time reverse, right? And so we're gonna look into the 6 of Wands. Is saying she's a leader who has risen and taken her place on a wheel of fire. Now, since she is upside down, it looks like the peace symbol. Reverse, she's not able to express her power now. Is something stopping her? Does she lack the confidence? So you have here a 6-6, right? But here the 6 is upright. And so in the past, you, with your intuition, were quite strong. And now the sun, which is in Sagittarius, it's almost like pushing you deeper, to accept deeper that the power deep within you is now teaching you to shift that and to be this enigmatic leader, right? And to not give up, to not let go of thinking that you may be not good enough. And so the 6 of here, the 15 and the 6 is a 6-6 portal in itself. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Amazing, right? And you recognize that you learning to be a healer yourself, because here the 4 and the 4 is a 44 portal, right? I didn't even see that yet. So 2 times the 4 is like, be creative in the way you heal your heart, in the way you open your heart up to, let's say, a Cancer, to, let's say, someone that is helping you to heal you. And so this is the message right here already, very clear. Heal yourself, dive deep, allow the 6-6 here to really bring you to a whole new level, because then on the position of the world comes the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords is connected with the constellation Venus in Aquarius. And Venus in Aquarius, of course, is fighting, but you see the peace offering here. You see how they're sitting in meditation. And the world, which is the 21 calculated together, the 3 and the 5 is again an 8. And the 8 is literally saying, okay, even though Saturn bound, right, the world is Saturn bound, brings you difficulties, lessons, and lectures, though the 8, you finding strength through that. And that's what is important for you to understand, right? You learning to make peace, you learning to go deeper into your emotions, deeper into the healing. And so when we close the reading now, the 4, the stability that you're gaining here with here this 44, right? And of course here the 44. Recognize that you are the 4 and she is the 4th zodiac sign. You have 4 times the 4, and 4 times the 4 is allowing to recognize you are loved. You are totally loved, right? And that's why the Sea Witch is coming. That's why a Cancer Witch is coming and helping you to get into your mind, also into a peaceful state of consciousness. And I think that's what's talking here, right? That the world needs peacemaker. And so you gaining a lot of strength in that, because here you get the 8. And the 8, like we said, is also here, right, by the Taurus and the Empress, the 8, that is teaching this peaceful state of consciousness. And also here the 8 that we have through the High Priestess with the 6 of Wands. You are victorious then when you are teaching a peaceful consciousness. And of course, you are always understanding that the 8 is here to bring us to the next level, right? Getting strong in the way we bring peace into this world. What a beautiful reading, right? Be the 8, right? Be the 8, be that strength. And so you see that Capricorn already has talked to you here through the 15, which then became a 6, of course. And so I hope I see you in the next reading when the Sun is in Capricorn. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.